Realize you've been manipulated is a punch to the gut, but it also means you no longer take what certain people say at face value and you do your own research. Right now, there are a lot of lies and misinformation being spread on social media to try to justify what's happening to Palestinian civilians, and some of it even came from celebs. BBK News tried to post this on Twitter, and of course, it took off, saying that babies are being held in cages by Hamas, which is clearly a lie and misinformation purposely being spread because it was a screenshot taken from a TikTok that was posted 4 days before the music festival in Israel. There are people in almost every video commenting the same thing, that Palestinian civilians deserve what happened to them because Hamas has beheaded 40 babies. That information all started with this IDF soldier, which then spread like wildfire over social media to the point where Joe Biden literally in a press conference said, "I never really thought that I would have confirmed pictures of terrorists beheading children," to the point where a U.S. administration official had to clarify what Biden said, telling CNN that neither Biden nor his aides had seen pictures or had received confirmed reports of children or infants having been beheaded by Hamas. The official clarified that Biden was referring to public comments from media outlets and Israeli officials. And even though CNN reported that Israeli official says government cannot confirm babies were beheaded in Hamas attack, it's already too late. Why is it too late? Because in the words of Mark Twain, a lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. If you still find yourself making excuses on why it's okay for Palestinian civilians to be slaughtered, why don't you take a listen to this young Israeli Jewish man whose brother was killed this past weekend.
6 siblings, and not easy for us.
Noah Katzman, may Chaim's memory be a blessing. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say is the most important for me, and I think also for my brother, was that his death won't be used to kill innocent people. And sadly, my government is using cynically the death of people to just kill. Like, they promised us it's gonna bring us like security, but of course it's not security, because they always tell us, oh, that if we're gonna kill enough Palestinians, or so it's gonna be better for us. But of course it never brings us peace, and it never brings us better lives. It just brings more and more terror and more people killed, like my brother. And I don't want anything to happen to people in Gaza like it happens to my brother, and I'm sure he wouldn't have any either. So that's my call to my government, to stop killing innocent people, and that's not the way that brings us peace and security to people in Israel.
If you're thinking, well, why would we not believe an IDF soldier? This isn't the first time a lie like this has happened. Allow me to show you this video.
I saw the Iraqi soldiers coming to the hospital with guns. They took the babies out of the incubators. Incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor. It was horrifying. I could not help but think of my nephew.
Also turned out Nayirah was not just any Kuwaiti teenager. She was the daughter of the Kuwaiti ambassador to the United States, Saad Nasir al-Sabah. She had been coached by the public relations firm Hill & Knowlton, which was working for the Kuwaiti government. We're joined now by the journalist who first revealed Nayirah's identity, Rick MacArthur, the president and publisher of Harper's Magazine, the author of the book Second Front, Censorship and Propaganda in the 1991 Gulf War.
Do you not find it strange that there's this running ad on children's videos on YouTube? Leaked video from 2001 of Prime Minister Netanyahu, who talks about what he wants to do to the Palestinian people and how he basically has America wrapped around his fingers. Again, I can't play the video, but you can easily look it up. If you really think what happened this past weekend was a shock to Israeli officials, Listen to this.
There seems to have been a failure of intelligence as well. We're not quite sure how we missed it. We're not quite sure how Israel missed it. We know that Egypt had warned the Israelis 3 days prior that an event like this could happen.
So ask yourself why, if they got this information prior to the attack, did they do absolutely nothing, nor did they try to protect the borders to make sure Hamas didn't get out? If you really think what's happening right now to Palestinians is because Netanyahu really cares about the civilians of Israel, think again. Again, they knew this attack was coming. They did nothing to stop it. And lastly, if you genuinely think Biden is supporting Israel because he also cares about their civilians, please take a look at this video from 1986.
About time we stop, those of us who support, as most of us do, Israel in this body, for apologizing for our support for Israel. There's no apology to be made. None. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Whether or not in Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel.